Hi, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. I'm so excited to have Paula Hemmings here with us today. This is episode 5 of High-End Rollers TV, and we're going to be talking about exactly how to network effectively at business events so that you can land high-end clients. And I have got serial entrepreneur, Kickass Talks founder, Paula Hemmings. Thank you.
Hey Petra, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. And how are you doing today?
I am excellent, actually. It's Tuesday, feeling fab. I've had a really productive morning so far, and now I'm getting to speak to you, so it's all good.
It's all good. I'm really, really passionate about helping people to find high-end clients, and you have the most perfect platform for this. So share with us exactly what is Kickass Talks?
So Kickass Talks is a platform for entrepreneurs it's a place for them to connect, learn, and to grow. So we put on regular personal development and business development events where I bring in various speakers such as yourself, and other people who have had various experiences in business who can come together and share their experiences. Now, as an entrepreneur, I believe it's important to be around the right sort of mindset of people. So, rather than hanging around with people who are, all about the doom and the gloom and feeding into the news and everything that's going on.
Yes.
But as an entrepreneur, I think it's important that we're around the like-minded people. So that's what I aim to bring together. So bring together the like-minded entrepreneurs and put on events where, they can grow, connect, and, build great relationships.
Brilliant. I mean, I love what you're doing at Kickass Talks. I mean, as you said, I've been a speaker at one of your events. And, we're living in a time of this modern time of social media. And, people always say, why do I need to go to physical networking events? I can just literally find clients online easily and, and simply by creating a system that literally that attracts me the right clients who wants to work with me. But I don't think networking is completely dead, even though some people do think it is. What do you think about that?
Well, I think that's definitely wrong. And I think what happens is a new way of marketing comes out and everyone says the old way is old.
Yes.
But that's not true. Online marketing is great, and it's a great way to leverage your time. But there's still definitely room for networking. I still get a lot of clients from networking, but I also get clients from online. What I find with networking face to face is that it's a quicker process.
Yes.
You can meet a client or a potential client, arrange to go out for a coffee, and at the end of that coffee, that could be a new client.
Yeah.
But it can work. So it can work quite quickly. Also, you can't replace that face to face interaction. We are humans, and as humans we like to connect with people. So yes, we can do it online, and I wouldn't put down online marketing at all, because it definitely works, but also there's definitely room for that face-to-face interaction. You can connect with people really easily. Sometimes you might walk into a room and you see someone that you just have a sort of like an attraction to, or someone telling you to go and talk to that person, and you never know what that person can turn into, whether it's a client, a supplier, might even just be a really good friend.
Absolutely.
So networking is most certainly not dead.
And I love that you said that, because networking is exactly how I built my business. That's how I started my first t-shirt printing business. I went to networking events 3 times a week, and I was selling my products basically. And then even for my consulting business, I literally went out 3 times a week and spoke to as many people as absolutely possible at networking events. It is a great way to go out there and to be visible as well. And a lot of the time, especially when it comes to online marketing, people can get so confused with setting up different types of opt-ins, what type of email marketing provider to use. But with networking, it's simply just you being the person that you are and introducing yourself to that person.
Exactly. And I think one of the really clever things about networking is, and I think this is with my networking organizer hat on, it's actually quite a clever business strategy.
Oh, okay. Tell us more about that then.
Because rather than just being an attendee of a networking event, if you are the organizer of a networking event, you are that go-to person. You don't even have to work the room. You stand there. You're like a barman. Stand there. And everyone comes to you. You know, it's a great strategy because you're creating that. It's almost like, I know you do webinars, so it's almost like a webinar.
Yeah.
So you put on the webinar and everyone comes to listen to you. The same thing can happen with a networking event. For example, I do a ladies only networking called Kickass Women in Business.
Yeah.
And I'm the only speaker allowed.
Yeah.
That's because I wanted a platform where I was showing my expertise.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the ladies that come, they're getting brilliant value. They get to network with each other. But it's a place where I want to show you what I know. I want to share with you my skills, my expertise. So when you do need help, hello,
you know where to come to
me.
Exactly. And the thing is, why this is such an excellent strategy to enroll high-end clients is because you're creating your own platform. You're not waiting to be invited. You know, if you've listened to my videos on YouTube, you always hear me say that, you know, you should be the one that people need to speak to. Okay, so why not create your own event? Exactly. And this is exactly what you do. But how, if there's someone out there listening now that's like, you know, that's a really, really good idea. How do you even start that? How did you start that, Paula?
Well, it started off by just making the decision, and that was, and I know that sounds so simplistic, but once you decide something, then you're going to make it happen. I made the decision that January 2016, I was going to start this new networking event. Actually, I'm going to rewind back.
Yeah.
To a few years back when I started my photography business, and this was a completely new industry for me. And I went along to a business startup course, and one of the things that they said was to become known within the business community.
Yes.
So that's when I started my very first networking event.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I wanted to be that go-to person, and I put on this networking event. I had a carrier bag of business cards.
Carrier bag, okay.
Yeah, whole carrier bag of business cards. All the business cards I emailed, I'd added everyone onto to MailChimp. I sent them an email. And I invited everyone, and I posted in Facebook groups. And at my first networking event, I had 40 ladies turn up.
Wow, 40. So
40.
did you actually? 14.
40.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's. Did you have to pay for a venue or anything like that?
No, with networking, I do not pay for venues.
Oh.
Because when you're bringing 40 people into a venue at a time that's quiet for that venue. You're actually doing that business owner a favor.
Yes.
So it's a bit of a win-win. So I tend to personally use coffee shops, and a lot of other networking events do the same thing. Use a coffee shop. Sometimes people use like a hotel, bar, that sort of thing. But find somewhere that's not going to be very busy at the time that you want to network. So coffee shops between 10 and 12 and don't tend to be very busy. If you want to do an evening networking event, look for a bar perhaps on a Monday, Tuesday evening. They're quiet times because they're gonna really want to work with you. If you're gonna try and get a Friday night in a bar, it's not gonna work. It's gonna be the one of their busy periods. You're gonna have to probably pay to reserve an area, and who wants to network on a Friday night anyway?
No. So do you think then that you have to be a really confident and outgoing person, because you literally had to either call or go into these coffee shops and ask the question?
I wouldn't say you have to be a confident person, but you have to be a person that's willing to feel the fear and do it anyway. So I used to sometimes be crapping myself before I went into these places. Because first of all, I tried to do that thing that everyone does and hide behind the computer and just Google search everything. But not everything is on Google that you want to find. And in the end, I needed to see these places, and making all these appointments was just long. So I just drove my car to a high street, parked up, and just started walking up and down the streets. And I had people that just didn't buy into the idea. I had people just thinking that I was trying to organize some big rave type thing, and they weren't understanding the concept. But I bumped into savvy business owners who saw the opportunity for them and for me. And so you just have to be willing to get out there and speak to people.
So how did it make you feel then to have those no's? I'm sure you did have a few no's. How did it make you feel, and how did you actually move past that?
Well, I actually thought the business owners were quite dumb, to be honest. I was like,
hold on. This is crazy. You should not be turning me down. I love that.
Because I was trying to sell them the idea, but I will bring in, and I didn't know I was going to be 40 at first, but I said I'll bring in at least 20 ladies. And I'm going to encourage them all to buy coffees, and some may stay for lunch. Are you busy at this time? And if their answer was no, then to me it didn't make sense why they weren't doing it. I don't understand. I said I'll bring 40 ladies. We'll be spending at least probably £3 each on the coffee. Some will get cakes. We might have lunch afterwards. And this is brand awareness. It's free advertising. It's not costing you anything.
Yeah. So you don't have to be a super salesperson to actually go in there and ask the question. You don't have to be, do you?
No, but I think what's important is that you just have the benefits. Don't make it about you and your needs. Make it about them and what it can do for them. So for the business owner or the manager, new clients, brand awareness, and actually it looks quite amazing that your coffee shop is bustling when everywhere else on the high street is probably a bit empty at that time of day.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of business owners that I found that was just like, yes, this works for me. And once I got into one place, other places were trying to poach me. Come to us.
Oh, okay. So you began to have a reputation, isn't it? So people began to get to know who you are, what it is that you do, and you began to you was building a brand that was recognizable, which is what I always talk about as well.
Yes, definitely. Because one of the things that I made sure that I do, I always make sure that the venue got their shout out and
on Twitter.
Hello, we were taking pictures, we were, thanking them on Twitter, tagging them in photos. So you got their beautiful venue in, and plus because that's when I was doing photography, I was taking lovely photos and, putting them all online, and the venue owners were loving it. It was great for them.
This is brilliant. And so you've told us exactly how to do it. Did you use things like Meetup.com as well? Did that help?
I didn't at first, but I do now. And Meetup definitely is an amazing place to go to start your networking event. It actually will shortcut you to getting numbers.
Okay.
Because Meetup is a place where people are looking for events. So when people go to Facebook, they're not going to Facebook looking for an event. Go and see what their friends are doing. And then we try and draw their attention on something else, which has its place. But on Meetup, the only reason you are on Meetup is you want somewhere to go.
Yeah.
So that's quite powerful. You join Meetup groups that appeal to your want and your need. So if you are someone that wants to network, you will join a Meetup for networking. If you're someone that's into knitting, you will join a Meetup for knitting, and so on.
Yeah. And also, because you are well known for Kickass Talks, you've got the networking event, and you've also got the podcast, which we're going to be talking about. Aren't you also getting called for speaking events now, aren't you as well, yourself?
Yes, I am actually. It's quite exciting. It's all part of my evil master plan, to be honest.
It is, and you have actually managed to enroll high-end clients from your events, haven't you yourself?
I have, and it's worked out really, really well, because I did kind of, I say kind of, because I don't know how official it was, but I kind of a few months ago designed a bit of a funnel where I knew people, if you probably start off at, and I'm giving away all my secrets here, but I'm not very good at keeping secrets anyway. But you might start off meeting me at my free networking event. Free. So that's a really low barrier to entry. You then see me talking about all these fabulous things that, that I've learned about over the years. Oh, that sounds good. And then a few people then want a little bit more help. So that's when they join the Kickass Entrepreneurs Club.
Wow. And
work with me in a different way, more of a personal relationship. So and it works quite well, because business is all about getting leads and converting some of those leads into sales.
That's right, yeah.
Not everyone turns into sales, and that's fine, that's normal. But what I've created is a sales cycle that's constantly going round and round and round.
Yep, now you're talking my language, yep. I love it. So you basically have people come to a free event. Then at this event, they get to know exactly who Paula is, your expertise, and then you start to speak to them about the the Entrepreneurial Circle. Tell us about that. What does that involve?
So it's not Entrepreneurial Circle, it's called Kickass Entrepreneurs Club.
Oh, yeah.
So I decided that I wanted to design my business in a way that really worked for me and my life and my family. And that involved me being able to work from home, being able to work from wherever without having to be at a set place too often. So I designed Kickass Entrepreneurs Club because I knew that I wanted to work with people and help them with their marketing. I didn't want to do one-to-one stuff.
Wow. Okay.
Didn't want to do, and not really. I've done one-to-one stuff, but because I'm such a giving person, and I don't know if you find the same at all, but I tend to give all of me. And then there's none left.
It can be quite draining. I do understand.
I struggle to hold back, so it's like I give away all my energy, and then I'm like a deflated balloon. Afterwards. So I wanted to work more on a group basis. So I designed Kickass Entrepreneurs, the online program for people who are pretty, not in a rude way, but are marketing novices, probably quite new to business. Who probably, if you say, have you got a autoresponder set up? They'd be like,
they would have no idea what that was.
That's my type of client.
That's brilliant.
So I work with them on, we do a live monthly event for those who can't attend live because not everyone's in Birmingham or willing to travel. I do an online version of the live events where we cover such subjects such as social media marketing, outsourcing secrets, email marketing, the kind of things that are all geared towards getting more clients and more income. I offer email support, because email support, that's something that I can do wherever I am. What else do we offer? We have a private Facebook group. They get a resource library where you can download templates to use within your business, such as terms and conditions. There's even social media posts, sales scripts, all sorts of really good stuff to use within your business. And it's things that have helped me over the years that I'm sort of pulled all into one place, and I'm giving out to those who are willing to invest. And
Paula, this is the reason why I've started this high-end rollers TV, because you don't have to do business like everyone else. As an entrepreneur, you have so many ways that you can actually build your business that suits your personal life. If you've got children, you can actually build your business all around it. And if you are like Paula and you are a giving person and you want to work in groups and you want to be face to face with people, you can actually do that. You don't have to have everything completely online, and you don't have to also depend on paid advertising, because Paula's just literally showed us her business model. Literally showed us, which is brilliant. I want to ask you this then. As the serial entrepreneur that you are, and as an expert in networking face to face, can you give us a few tips on how to network effectively, so that you can literally enroll high-end clients?
Definitely. Well, if you're looking for high-end clients, I would recommend that you go to paid events. Because I know my customers and who they are, and my customers are normally quite new to business. So they tend to not pay so much for events to start with. If you're looking for your high-end clients, they're probably going to be at more of your high-end networking events. Not always, but really look at your client avatar and think, well, where are they hanging out? They're the type of events that they're more likely to be. So probably more like your lunchtime networking, where you pay maybe about £25. You get, a glass of wine and some lunch and those kind of events. So go to the high ended networking events. When you go to these events, be really intentional about why you're there. Are you there to book in some free taster sessions? Are you there for brand awareness and you just want people to get to know who you are and you're going for more of the slow approach? Is there particular people that you know to be attending that you think may be your ideal client? So be really clear about your intention when you go to these events.
That is, and that's the thing. you have to be very, very clear on that. And what I always say to my clients as well is that every single time that you actually walk into an event, have the position that everyone in that event needs to know who you are. Okay? It's not about having a massive ego. It's not about that, but just having the confidence that you are someone who's important and you are someone who has value to offer and to share. So just go in there with that attitude as well. Would you agree?
I definitely agree. And I know a lot of people can really find networking events quite daunting.
Yes.
When I used to go to networking events at first, I used to go to the toilet, always into the toilet first, or I should say bathroom. Because I was like terrified, and I'd see this group of people and I was like, zoom. And I had to like, prepare myself. But a really good tip that I could give is to walking to the networking event like it's your surprise party.
Okay.
So when you walk in, you're like, you just come and do quick smile on your face, and when you're smiling, and it makes people more attracted to you, and they want to know who you are, because your energy that you'll be giving up will be so infectious. Because it's not a turn on to go to someone who's trying to hide behind a column. I always find people hiding at networking events.
Yes.
Because I pull them in. Yeah. It's not something that most people are drawn to. People are often drawn to confidence.
Yeah. There were a couple of well, there's one very specific no that I have for when you're at a networking event. And that is to go up to people and just hand them your business card. That is such a massive, massive no. You want to go and speak to people and ask them about them. As human beings, what do we like the best? And that is talking about ourselves. Okay, that's what we like to do the best.
Definitely.
So go and ask them about themselves, their business, and be interested in what they have to offer. It's really important to actually be quick to listen and slow to speak. Listen. Take everything in, so that you can you'll be able to see, hang on, I think that's my target market here. Let me have a much more deeper conversation with that person.
I totally agree. And it is a great way to qualify people to see if they would be suitable to work with you. And what I tend to do is, I'm a massive talker, you might notice. But when I go to networking events, I love listening to people. Yeah, me too. And I let them talk. And then when they think they're finished, I say, so how did you get into that then? And then they talk again at me for ages. Yeah. So why that industry in particular? And then they talk again for ages. But you're getting to hear little nuggets of information. And sometimes you might just find, okay, this person wouldn't be a good candidate for me, but they're just a great contact to have.
Yes.
Or you might find, oh, okay, I can see a bit of a challenge that they're having here. I might be able to help them. So, yeah.
Brilliant. So there you go. Literally, if you want to enroll clients, one of the ways that Paul is talking about is to have your own events, host your own networking events, so that you can see how you can build your brand awareness and be that go-to person, be that expert, and also be someone who's also sought after and become well known in what it is that you're offering as well. So what I want you to do now is ask you, Paula, are you ready to roll?
Yes, always.
This is the part of the interview where I'm going to be asking you quick fire questions and then just give me quick fire answers back. Is that okay?
I can do it.
Good. Okay. So what's your favorite book?
Oh gosh, I Awaken the Giant Within only because that's the original of personal development books.
Brilliant. Okay. And what would you say is your biggest weakness as an entrepreneur?
I'd say fear, because sometimes fear can slow me down when it shouldn't.
And what is your greatest strength?
Tenacity. Like I've had failures upon failures as an entrepreneur, you do, but I always get back up punching.
Brilliant. What is the one thing in business that you can't do without?
The internet.
I think it has to be, doesn't it? It has to be the internet.
Definitely, my 95% of my business is done on the internet.
What's the one thing that you wish you knew before you started your business?
To create systems. It's so important to create systems.
Oh, yes, that is so true. What's the one thing that you hold to be true that everyone else would disagree with?
Don't watch the news.
Love it. Love it. And I
Ignore
will.
all that crap that's out there and just keep pushing towards your own goals.
Fantastic. Paula, thank you so much. This has just been fantastic. I love that you've shared your whole business model with us. How can we find you on social? How can we find you? Where can we find you?
Well, I'm probably everywhere on social media. So Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Paula Hemmings. You can also just check out Kickass Talks Instagram page or Facebook page. You'd find me on kickastalks.com and also kaentrepreneurs.co.uk. Google Paula Hemmings. I don't think there's too many of us out there.
Okay, brilliant. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put the links to Kickass Talks at the bottom as well, along with the other links. Just to let you know, Kickass Talks is in Birmingham, the West Midlands. That's where we're both from. So I'm so just happy about that. And so there you go then. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe and to give us the thumbs up as well. And definitely share this across your social media networks. And I'll see you in another episode of High End Rollers. Bye-bye.